Wrote and
been issued so far, implying that potentially a staggering 90% of the population would be unable to buy jewelry, as many would not have a PAN card or fall within the taxpayers bracket. As a predominantly agrarian economy with 70% of population being based in rural India, most of this section of the society of farmers still don't have a PAN card, as agricultural income is tax-free. Recycling and exchange of old jewelry for new jewelry is a common practice in this business, and to follow the new norms will also have a crippling effect on transactions with regard to purchase and sale. We at GJF are working hard to transform the gem and jewelry sector from unorganized towards an organized sector since last 8 to 9 years, and substantial progress has been made with an estimated 22% of the sector becoming organized. Still a long way to go. If the PAN card rules comes into effect, we risk the transaction process, as a large number of industry constituents have been making progress towards getting organized, as most would resort to non-compliance for survival to retain the customer. Consumers who currently buy from established retailers would move towards patronizing the unorganized segment, fear of PAN card policy resulting in a backward trend. The proposed action would also not only curb spending and create situations where black money would be generated and thrive, but curbing spending would have widely damaging repercussions to the society, to the socio-economic fabric of the society. It is critical to curb generation of black money in the economy before curbing spending. Business will collapse and manufacturing and labor. The department will go into it. See, we are all used to it. Our departments are all very used to it. You get the information, they will go door to door to the customers. Then tomorrow customers will not come to the stores at all. That is the problem. See, first our system has to be in place. Without removing the black money from the system, where is the question of issuing such rules? What are the efforts taken? That is more important. We talk so much about black money, but what are the efforts taken? Nothing has been taken. So without removing it from the system, where is the question of introducing PAN card? And today a vegetable vendor, after 6 months, he is able to save a lakh of rupees. How is he going to? And tomorrow an ITO will go behind him and ask him, you have purchased this, from where did you get this money? He will run away.
So we say India's population is 120 to 125 crores. There are hardly 10 crore PAN cards issued. Does it mean that the rest of the 110 crore population should not buy jewelry? PAN cards, there are hardly 10 crore PAN card holders in India. And 125 crores is the population of India. Does that mean that the rest of the 110 crores should not buy jewelry? No, it's okay now. So, one side, by introducing this PAN card, you are debarring 110 crore of the population to buy jewelry. Now, any other thing what you implement, whether it is Aadhaar card or anything, the data has to be with them. How am I, if you give me a PAN card, I just make an entry, how am I to satisfy that that PAN card is genuine or not? Is it issued by the government of India or not? How am I to certify? Sitting in my shop, shall I collect my transaction? Shall I do my jewelry business, or shall I do the governmental work of checking this PAN card, authenticity of the PAN card and all? And government cannot. They are generating black money. Business may be hardly generating not even 0.1% of the black money in market. Rest of the black money is generated somewhere else, and everyone knows. Every bureaucracy, every intellectual in the government knows where is the question of generation, where is the black money getting generated. Instead of stopping that, now they are putting the onus on the consumer. Why the consumer should be put? Why he should prove himself first? You want to buy jewelry or you want to buy something, there is the necessity for the consumer to establish his credentials and say that no, I am a genuine person. Why should it happen in that way?
how much percentage of trade?
The trade was doing number 2. At that time, official import was also not allowed. After liberalization, you have got official import of bullion. Then you have got VAT into picture. So once VAT has come, I think more than 90% of the turnover has come officially. And since you are getting officially gold import, gold is available to you from bank and all. There were days when you want to buy officially, you will not get gold and you have apartment. Even if I go and ask them, they are not going to give me those figures. Whatever figure, even now what I am telling, 900 ton import over there, so 900 tons is only one part of the import. What about the old gold we buy? What about the other turnovers? So this is only based on the turnover. What I am going to give you is 900 crores, and out of that 35% belongs to Tamil Nadu. That is import part of it. It doesn't reflect the entire turnover. And here, if I go to Tamil Nadu Sales Tax Department and ask that, give me the detail of what is the sales by individual shop, nobody is going to give me those details. So we are in an atmosphere where hiding is precious than revealing.
Still